Are we live? Okay. So tonight is, yeah, I believe you're going to get just the dynamic duo of the missus and I. Will be having a great evening. This is the pregame warm up. Skip about 4 minutes ahead into the future. If you want to catch us right from the beginning of the show. So off to the races. How are you? You all set up pretty well, the missus? No. Mark in absentia. Do you have his voice clips as well? Hmm. All right, so I've got everything up there. And I got to go back up to the top. So I like it. I like it. I like it. And one watching now. Let's see who it is. I'll say hi, yes. Or maybe it's me. No, it's two. No, no.
It's just going to be a total shit show, I think.
All right. Oh, and somebody's already given us a thumbs up. Life is good. Okay. 2 minutes. 2 minutes to midnight. Oh, and there's a new report of the week. Something's wrong with the McNew McDonald Land meal. Look, I, I love the report of the week. I just got
Nah,
a
loser.
check. I just got a check from X to make sure I was human. Hi, it's Willie. Hi, it's Willie. Glad you left a comment. I'm glad you sent me the email. Sometimes the comments get hung up. Willie. Uh, Thank you for leaving the comment. I didn't know it was trapped in the machine in the comment generator until you mentioned that, and greatly appreciated. All right, we're about a minute out. Oh, I better scroll back to the spots where we talk. All right. Okay, we're almost ready. Well, uh, it's about like watching a NASA get ready to take off, right? And we have fuel to booster, and it is movie sign.
Bants and Bants. Bants and Bants.
All systems go.
Bants and Bants.
Defiance.
Bants and Bants.
This rebel has a cause.
Bombs and Bants.
We begin as wanderers, and we are wanderers still.
Welcome, everyone, to the 164th live edition of Bombs, Advance, and Wednesday Rants. As always, I am your dedicated and humble host, John Wilder, coming to you from the penthouse control room of the Majestic Welders Industries skyscraper. Almost got it all out. Normally with us is Mark.
It's just going to be a total shit show, I think.
Yep, but not tonight because he is on patrol, or is it assignment? Yep, and there's the missus. So, the missus, how are you doing? It's a pretty good day today, I've got to say. And this weekend was extremely, yeah, this weekend was extremely uneventful, except for the one event that occurred while we were watching the watching videos. We watching videos about two women who were fighting, and one of them hit the other's head with a Stanley Cup. And I thought, what are two? Yeah, what are these two? Um, black, and these were black women in inner city. I mean, how excited about hockey do you have to have a replica Stanley Cup? I didn't even know that folks in the inner cities were is a s yes, is a cup done by the company Stanley, so, yeah. Yeah, yes. And, but I don't know, it did have somebody's DNA on it after it was done. But let's move right along to On This Day in History.
It's a blast from the past. This day in history.
All right, in, 480 BC, the Battle of Thermopylae started, where a bunch of Greeks fought off a bunch of Persians. And according to Judean tablets that were recently found, the Persians were just on the brink of developing nuclear weapons, just 2 weeks out. Oh, it's a little funny. Uh, it's 1781. Washington. It is. Yeah.
Right.
In 1781, Washington moved his troops south to fight Cornwallis. Spoiler: Washington bottled up Cornwallis, and they had to surrender. So, hey, that's why we get the 4th of July. Get a day off. Yeah. Um, and Tadano Clipito. You really highest Tadano. Excellent. Uh, yes. Anyway, in 1785, Joseph Haydn returned to Vienna.
I'm on vacation.
Shouldn't even be here. In 1785, Joseph Haydn returned to Vienna, where he is still Haydn. All right. In 1930, the Dumont Net. Yeah. Yes. Yep. But in 1930, the Dumont Network broadcast the first TV broadcast. Later that year, the TV was invented. It's easy. It's easy to broadcast a TV broadcast if there are no TVs. Yeah, yeah. I was aware of that. This was the day that commercial broadcasting started, but I skipped over that because, let's stick with import. Um, anyway, in 1975, 50 years ago, Viking 1 performed a soft landing on Mars. There should be a joke in there somewhere, but I'm, I'm gonna skip it. Anyway, so did you have a commercial? Well, that's scintillating podcast. So actually, actually today I did get a call. Hello, this is the U.S. Customs Enforcement, and I said, you really. I said, you really should be ashamed of yourself. Does your mother know what you're doing? Who is this? It's you sound great to me. Very loud. No, you got a microphone button. You can make it. Can you make this? Can you make this louder? That's most days. Can you hear? Oh, Can you hear her now? Because if she nope, no one can hear you. So sound uh, yeah, that's great podcast, talking to yourself. So anyway, in 1975, Viking 1 performed a soft landing on Mars, and I'm trying to think there's a joke in there about soft that I certainly want to avoid, making soft jokes. So, I will move ahead to yeah, totally no one can hear you. Oh. Yep, tonight it's the insane podcast host talking to himself. All right. Well, apparently I do need help with the script to Dano Hito Hito. So I am going to go to straight off to I heard it on the X. Um, ke- and I will move that. So apparently Cracker Barrel's fans are Willie said, "Pray tell me how do you do that? Muting the missus could be very handy." Um, today on I heard it on the X. Cracker Barrel's fans are in an uproar because there's a brand new logo for Cracker Barrel, and people are I mean, people are like Bud Light transvestite. I'm sorry, transsexual. There's so many trans things. Host upset about the Cracker Barrel's new logo. Um, they're about ready to. It sounds like they're about ready to crack. So that's another thing. Also going on, and this I found particularly fascinating. So the Section 8 housing is, oh, sorry, Vance, Vice President Vance cheered the National Guard related crime drop that's happening in DC right now. So I did see on X just a few minutes ago that lo and behold, they got the information on the people who were protesting. They got it from the DMV, and 84% of the people protesting lived in houses that were worth over 850,000, and 34% of the people who are protesting against this tyranny live in houses that are worth more than $2.5 million in Washington D.C. So that tells you who exactly the people who are complaining are. All right. Uh, I did look back. So I've been trying to focus on the show because I'm trying to carry it myself. Kind of like most weeks, but I kid. But Tadano Clippy said the Netflix adaptation of Bombs and Bants will have Sam Neill talking to a mic until he loses, which is kind of hilarious. Oh, yeah, yeah. And so the missus says it can't be Zoom, so she's trying all sorts of other things. So do hit if you know, for heaven's sakes, if I drop out. Um, let's see. There's also Marjorie Taylor Greene wants to push to abolish property taxes, which is dividing the nation, and that's I don't know who would be against it. Can you hear her now? I All right. If you're up to speed, can you hear her now? Zooming back. All right, I'm going to keep tap dancing in the case that they can't. Uh, well, that's true. Okay. Is there anybody out there? Oh, it's just me audioing. Okay, so I have reverb now. So, so now. I think I probably just caused everything to go. I'll keep going. Section 8 housing is now disappearing. According to a new proposal put forth by the Trump
How about
administration,
now? I bet you can hear me
there
now.
will.
Let's try and get
Mhm.
this fixed.
Okay. By the way, everyone has to drink because,
Right.
except I don't have anything to drink. So, reverb's gone now.
Yeah.
So there's that. That's
Hopefully
a
I'm in
plus.
there now. Because I can see myself on the monitors now.
Excellent.
Hey, there
Oh,
we
there.
go. Alrighty.
Well, I'm going to finish this story.
Okay, go ahead. Because I
Section-
wasn't listening at
section-
all because I was fixing audio. So, all right. But we're good to go. now.
What's new? We're not
I
listening.
know.
All right,
Good
and now I sound
God.
a little less insane. 12 minutes of insanity. In Section 8, housing is disappearing. Now there will be a maximum of 2 years. And in October, 60 and 90-day notices will be going out to Section 8 enjoyers. So people who are in Section 8 housing and you've been there more than 2 years, the news is not necessarily that great for you. However, I do hear that Carnival Cruise Lines, the Section 8 of the sea, will still be floating.
You can just go live on Spirit Airlines.
Yeah, I just saw a film of a riot, a literal riot taking place on a Carnival Cruise line. And you know what it was
so
about?
by the way, Willie Cully says it's very clear that we're just totally lost without Mark.
I like turtles.
It's
So-
just going to be a total shit show, I think.
So this riot taking place on this Carnival cruise was caused by, just take a guess.
Stanley Cups.
They ran out of yes, chicken tenders.
Oh, the chicken tendies.
Yep. So, all right.
No.
How dare you?
Okay. Now I'll sound a little less insane.
I know you will.
All right, let's move along to Conversation Street.
Okie dokie, let's do that.
And now it's time for us to take a stroll down the smooth sidewalks of Conversation Street.
Hammond!
All right. Trump went to Alaska last week and then met with Putin. Then Trump flew back, and on Monday, all of the leaders of Europe were sitting outside of Trump's office in the hallway like they were waiting to see the principal. He made them just wait out in the hallway, not even in a room. And they didn't give him desks or anything.
You
They
sit
just all
there,
sitting
you
on these
think
little
about
chairs.
what you've done.
Yeah. Like they're waiting for their parents to come pick them up because they've been naughty. Yeah. The century of Europe's humiliation has begun. But thoughts on where this one is going, Mrs. What are your thoughts on the peace process?
Oh, I think it's going to be a long process. And we were talking about this earlier, and just watching videos upstairs, is that it's hard to negotiate when one party has really very few and possibly no moves. I mean, you either sign on to what the other guy wants or you don't and you get nothing. And we were talking about this with something else going on in local politics, which is just a stupid fight that they're having. And one side says, well, here's what we want, but we don't want to give anything. And the other side says, well, if you don't give anything, you can't have this thing that you want. So you're just screwed. What's to talk about?
Mm-hmm. Well, and right now,
yeah. So,
and right now, Zelensky won't talk until there's a ceasefire, and Putin's not giving a ceasefire until Zelensky's ready to, until the talking's done and they're ready to sign a deal. So, and again, if I were running the country, my country, I'd be on. If I were running Russia, I'd be exactly like Putin is at this point.
Well, and I understand that, yeah, Russia started this whole fight, right? They're the bigger guys. They have more men. They have
yes and no.
I know, but from the way most of the rest of the world looks at it, they were the invaders. But they're winning the fight right now. They're not losing. Mm-hmm. At least they're not losing. The Ukrainians are losing, definitely. The Russians may not be completely winning, but they certainly aren't losing. They certainly have the upper hand.
Yeah, today the Russians leaked, and again, you got to take this with a grain of salt. But the Russians were claiming that over 1.7 million Ukrainians had died
And bear in
during
mind,
this.
we're talking the Russian people who, again, in World War II, had at least 10 million combat deaths, not casualties, combat deaths.
He's okay. Women,
They are willing to give up lots of people in order to get what they want.
Russian women. Yeah, well, it seems to be their major military
Yeah,
strategy is
right.
just throw more mean. Must have hell. We have more mean. Throw more mean.
Well,
All
it's
right.
like if you've ever played Axis and Allies, that's your job as Russia, just to throw people into the meat grinder in the Karelia.
Okay, so since somebody saw Macron's shadow, that means 6 more weeks of war, right? All right. All right, you got a commercial for us?
I do have a commercial for us because it's fall time and it's that kind of season. And no, it's not pumpkin spice season yet. Don't even bring that up. Sheesh. Here we go, though. This summer, sweat like you've never sweat before. It's the 147th annual Dust Creek County Fair, where the air is thick, the sun is angry, and the only shade is under the tilt-a-whirl. Come fry your internal organs with temperatures hotter than a jalapeno's armpit. And just when you think, hey, I could go for a salad, bam! Someone hands you a deep-fried stick of butter wrapped in bacon and says, here you go, darling. We've got fried Oreos, fried Coke, fried pickles, and for the health conscious, fried air. It's gluten-free. Watch livestock stand perfectly still in disbelief that you're still wearing jeans in this heat. Marvel at carnies who seem completely immune to dehydration. So slap on some SPF 1000, hydrate aggressively, and come melt with us at the Dust Creek County Fair, where the only thing more fried than the food is you. See, county fairs would be a lot of fun to go to if they didn't happen in August.
If they didn't happen.
Yeah, well, okay. If you did it like in October or November, that would be a lot more fun. When it's not a bazillion degrees outside. Who does
All right.
that? Oh, good God. All right. Anyway, so there you go.
Okay. All right. I think it's time for 2 minutes of guns in 1 minute.
Well, but the guy who does that isn't here.
Yeah, but it's going to take me 15 seconds. I'll be done.
Oh, okay. All right. You ready?
In 3, 2, 1, go.
We need to remove gun laws until mortars and crew-served machine guns are available at Costco. That's it. That's it.
Short, sweet, and to the point.
Yep. That's
All right. Well, I have to respect that.
that's 220 years of guns in
There you go.
15 seconds. Mm-hmm. The Second Amendment should include handing them out to you. All right. Next up on the agenda, do you have a Jackass of the week for us?
I do have not only one, I do have 2 Jackasses of the week. Oops, I scrolled past my open though. There it is.
This is Neil Young.
Hey, get that jackass out of here!
And I'm proud to present my braying Jackass of the week.
All right. So to kind of preface this whole thing is, the Democrats have been arguing that they're working really hard to take what are essentially red or purple states and turn them blue. And they kind of thought they were working on that in the state of South Carolina. So they had a guy who was kind of a young up-and-comer who was running for the governorship in South Carolina, and they thought that he was doing pretty well in the polls and that he was going to do well. So let's just check in with that and see how that's going, shall we?
What's your birthday?
And that motherfucker will be in my face when I wake up in the morning.
William, can
You run it yourself, Joe.
William, can I talk to you?
That's gonna give you some grace. But no slack. You ain't getting off yet. My
So that is South Carolina Democratic gubernatorial candidate William Mullen McLeod Jr. And that is the police body cam video of when he was arrested last spring. And it's not quite done. He goes on.
Yes, is your crimes are against humanity.
What's your name?
It doesn't matter, my friend. Trust me, I'm one of the most just humans to ever walk
Okay, just
this
human.
soil.
Tell me your name.
I'm just human.
Okay, well, we tried. We've all tried
I
multiple.
tell you what, you got to give me a name. Give me Superman sounds good. I'm Superman.
It's gonna be John Doe.
No, you know what, John Doe's fine.
Okay.
John Doe's fine. I don't give a fuck.
All right.
Just get these shackles off of me.
So
you call me whatever you want to. I don't care.
Okay.
Just get this off
So
me and
just
get me out of this
heads
car.
up,
My
if
name
you
doesn't
keep-
matter.
If you keep acting like this,
Yeah,
the jail is just gonna put you in more.
I don't care.
And worse. Okay. Okay. Good luck to you, Mr. Doe.
35 minutes in the entirety on this. You can find it online. I'm not sure exactly what they arrested him for, but he was charged with disorderly conduct and was booked in the jail. He's not giving up his political campaign. And if you're a Democrat, that thing might help you, I guess. So that's our first candidate there, is William Mullins McLeod Jr., Democratic candidate for governor in the great state of South Carolina.
I bet you this whole thing started with a
Do you know
hold my
who
bear.
I am?
No, start with a hold my bear.
Oh,
All right,
my
next.
goodness. All right. So the second person that we have here, you may just recognize from his picture, former FBI director, James Comey.
Oh.
And what might you say was James Comey doing online? I think a lot of people are wondering about this. This was like an Instagram video, I think, that he posted earlier this week, and it starts odd and just gets weirder. So here he is.
Hey, welcome back to my Substack. Last
sorry.
week's cold turns out to have been COVID. Quite a flashback. And Donald Trump is still president and still humiliating America on a national stage, standing next to Vladimir Putin. It's like a dream, a bad dream you can't wake up from. But I don't want to talk about that bad dream this week. I want to talk about a truly inspirational public figure named Taylor Swift. Of course, I watched her podcast interview with the Kelsey brothers.
Okay.
Of course, I watched the whole thing, although on YouTube,
Why?
Patrice and I got kicked off for the last 15 minutes and finished it on her phone. But I watched it. You see, Taylor Swift and I go way back. I went to my first concert of hers 15 years ago.
When she was 14.
I've been to a second, and I have helped financially support the attendance of a lot of family members at others.
I paid for their tickets.
I'm in a family's Swiftie group chat. I know all her music, and I listen to it in my headphones when I cut the grass.
You're a grown man.
So yes, I have a favorite of hers, although honestly for me it's a tie between All Too Well, 10-minute version, and Exile featuring Bon Iver.
And he has favorite songs.
Taylor Swift has grown up with my family and provided us a soundtrack, really, as we've grown ourselves and learned and adapted and dealt with adversity and celebration. She had songs for all of it. I suspect that's something that millions of Americans have also experienced in their families.
And it goes on. It's not a short video. And needless to say, the internet went, wait, what? Dude, that's a little creepy. She was 14. She was 14.
He's always been a little creepy. So
Yeah. You think?
All right.
So that's your choice. The crazy South Carolina governor hopeful, or James Comey. And go. The Comey bit is not AI, it's legit. Answering to Dono in the comment section. All right.
It looks like it's unanimous online for James Comey.
That's impressive. James Comey, the big wiener. And this has been Neil Young's Brain Jackass of the Week. certainly impressive. You know, I think he would have to go up against Jasmine Crockett to see which one of those could be the winner. One of them is the successor here to Pamela.
I'll just say that neither of them would be bright enough to change the batteries in the smoke detector.
That is probably true. And, you know, if I had that here quickly, I could have played that. No idea where it is. There it is.
There we go. All right. Time to...
I do have some funnies. Do you want to pause and do some funnies?
Oh, sure. Drive the boat.
All right. All right. Let's do some of these here. Here's the first one. I think I need this one on a t-shirt. Now, I don't know if that's true. I've heard the rumors that was true, but that's a hell of a portrait. I like that one. That one's nice.
See, you know what would make that better?
Huh.
Is if there were blood dripping off of his face.
That would be great. Yes. Awesome.
Then his hand up in the air. But that's okay.
Mm-hmm. Still pretty awesome. All right. Next one. You've heard about this story, right? Do you have this story for tonight? About the Minnesota Vikings and their cheerleaders?
Not.
Yeah.
I do not. So that's not one of my stories.
Yeah, the two guys on the right there, legitimately on the Vikings cheerleading team. They will be on the field with the Vikings cheerleaders doing the cheerleader dances. They're not there to have the cheerleaders up in the air and throw them around like rag dolls. They're there to be the cheerleaders.
Mm-hmm. There you go. That's
the
NFL.
The NFL, every time you think you're like, well, maybe I'll go back and watch an NFL game. Then they do this, and you go, yeah, I think I got better things to do on Sunday.
Just when you think it's safe to watch an
football
NFL
game again. Yes. Yeah. And our weekly check-in with the bee.
So I didn't talk too much more about our gentleman. Well, let's call him what he is. He's a murderer. The murder guy. Guess
the truck
what?
driver guy you're talking about?
Yeah, he could not communicate in English and couldn't identify, but I believe 1 or 2 road signs and what they meant. So
yeah, but California gave him a CDL.
Mm-hmm.
And then in the middle of an interstate, he pulled across the left lane of traffic from the right lane, trying to make a U-turn onto the other side of the interstate, and killed 3 people.
Yep.
If you hadn't heard about that story. And that's what that meme is based on.
Mm-hmm.
Next.
Thank you, Gavin Newsom.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. Here's a little Gen X humor. It's kind of small, so I'll read it. This is from El Gato Malo. I suspect that most of what irks Gen X is that we had created a fun, freewheeling, post-racial, minimum politics society, and a bunch of weak-minded thieves of joy came along and politicized the world into unfun, identity-based struggle sessions that made everything they touched horrible and divisive. Kids today have no idea how much was taken from them because they've lived their whole lives under wokester warlord hall monitor rule and have never even tasted this joy and freedom. And it's time they did. And it's a picture of John Bender from The Breakfast Club, played by John Nelson.
Again, as much as I hate to say it, we need more. We need to lower the drinking age to 18 and encourage kids to go have keggers out in the woods. And get rid of the cell phones.
Yeah, no kidding. You youngins out there, you got to put them down and,
Put them down.
Go kiss a member of the opposite sex. Try it. You might like it.
Yeah. Oh, my. What else you got? Or is that it?
No, I have a bunch. How many have I done so far? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, let's do this last one here. It has never occurred to me to eat 3 Kit Kats at one time. I mean, together, like a Kit Kat sandwich. Life goals, life goals.
So I posted that as a blog on my page, or as a meme on my page. And it said, in the absence of moral certainty, anything is permissible. Mine is
like that
better.
one better. I like that one better. Yes, absolutely. All right. That's it for the funnies for now. I do have more, so
let's think real fast.
Think real fast.
You can't out Pizza the Hut, but Pizza Hut is struggling with sales and has created a new $5 pizza to goose customers back. The missus, does this count as Trump lowering food prices?
I think it does. I mean,
really
I'm all on
does.
board with a $5 pizza. How big is it though? Is it like the size of a piece of pepperoni?
No, it's
bite
actually
size. It's fun size.
No, they actually were doing a $2 personal pan, so this is probably a little bit
like
more
maybe
than
a
two of those.
medium, a little smaller than a medium.
Yeah, I don't
Because
know.
they don't really
They're
have
kinda,
small pizzas.
they're kind of shaped like an oval. I don't know why.
That's weird. Okay,
Okay.
I'll allow it.
Trump has asked attorneys to go through the Smithsonian, and no story that's a good story generally starts with Trump has asked attorneys, but in this case, he's asked the attorneys to go through the Smithsonian and make it less glum and anti-American. The Mrs. Why does Trump hate Americans so much that he wants them to be proud of America?
Yeah, and then this has been kind of all over the news just today, even. Well, Trump wants to pretend that slavery wasn't bad. No, that wasn't what he says. But what his point is that the U.S. should not be known solely for this really bad thing that it did. And again, arguing that everyone else was doing it at the same time, which my child gave me that argument, I would go, all right, be better. But anyway, that was the case. That was the way the world was. And as I recall, we did fight a whole war to get rid of it. And also for all the asshole leftists out there who are always like, we just need to get rid of established religion. That's just poisoning the world. Yeah, you know what? The entire abolitionist movement was brought about by white Christians. So, there's that.
The Mrs. Do you think that this will unmelt the Robert E. Lee statue?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. In order to keep a steady supply of cocaine and oil flowing to the United States, Trump doesn't rule out a military invasion of Venezuela. The Missus, do you think that might make a better illegal holding place than Alligator Alcatraz?
Well, there is going to be the, what are they calling it? Oh, the Cornhusker Clink that they're going to put in Nebraska. Did you see that?
I had not, but again, sending them all to Venezuela would be a good thing. I really liked it when we were sending them to that small African country that had less than 1 million people and didn't have electricity. I like that idea. But I want to say what you want about Venezuelan dictator Maduro, but he has at least certainly solved Venezuela's obesity crisis.
That's true. I mean, they don't have to worry about using expensive weight loss drugs like Ozempic.
Yeah, it's called communist
socialism. Yeah, it's a great.
All right, mysterious interstellar comet 3I Atlas. The 3I stands for the third interstellar object we've seen. Atlas appears to be emitting its own light, says the one guy. So this one guy who works at Harvard. The Missus, do you think Bo and Peep will get the last laugh as they're ready to return?
Yes, I think so.
So if you're not familiar, Bo and Peep were the.
Is it you said Bo and Peep? Yeah.
Yes, Hale-Bopp comet.
My feeling about this is,
it's probably nothing to worry about.
Yeah. It's almost certainly not what he thinks it is. Okay, I'm okay.
Yeah, it's probably nothing.
I can be Fox Mulder. I can be convinced of stuff, but in this case, there's absolutely nothing
I want to
there.
believe.
Yeah, this is not aliens, but if it was, if it bleeds, we can kill it.
This demonstration of boyish agility turning you on at all?
All right. In a further sign that nature is healing and there's good in the world, 2 food influencers were nearly injured while creating their InstaFace video. The Missus, should we encourage drunken driving so that more of this happens?
Well, this goes back to let's just encourage more drunkenness on behalf of Gen Z. Kids, go to a bar. Have some booze.
Get drunk. Have sex.
Kiss a member of the opposite sex. It's fun. Trust us.
Unplanned pregnancy. describes half of the human race.
Did you really? Well, if you had that, you'd have something real to worry about.
Yeah. By the way, the driver was found, and his comment was, "Oh yeah," like it's Kool-Aid. Because Kool-Aid likes to break through walls. Nobody was injured.
I have that somewhere, but where did that go?
Don't worry about
recently for a thing.
So Donald Trump was in an interview, and he mentioned that he wanted to go to heaven. Immediately, people speculated on health issues. The missus, would it have been better if Trump had said, "I'm going to hell, and you're all going with me"?
I'm driving the bus.
I've got a button. We're all gone.
That's pretty funny.
So China is on a pace.
I'm seconds away from finding the Kool-Aid guy here.
That's like 3 stories ago.
There you go. So I knew I had it, though. It's just not on the soundboard.
Well, he really hasn't been in the news much since Waco. But that's
I'm, been laying low since that.
Yeah, China on a pace to win the race to get deep into space by going to the moon. The missus, do you think it would be better off if we spent more on welfare? Would that help us get back to the moon?
Are you advocating that we send people who are on welfare to the moon?
No,
Are you using large slingshots?
We could send them to the sun, but at night.
But if you use the large slingshot, you'd get to use that big rubber hose, and it would go.
Speaking of China, earlier this week there were rumors that Xi Jinping had been rushed to the hospital due to a stroke. The missus, would the result of this be that China remains China and still doesn't import an infinite number of Indians?
China. Yes, that's what it means.
So, and really, I'm thinking if we lived in a Star Trek kind of world, the Prime Directive would keep us from interacting with India in any way.
Oh, that's not right.
Okay. All right. I'm going to get in trouble for that one. All right. Speaking of infinity, according to demographers, the population data on Africa is so poor that no one has any idea of what its accuracy is. It could be 50%. It could be 10%. But the missus, why isn't it 13%?
It's an unlucky number.
All right. And finally, our last Think Real Fast. Bed Bath & Beyond has unexpanded and won't go beyond California's borders anymore, abandoning the state entirely due to Newsom's regulations. The missus, is it because Bed Bath & Beyond has found the beyond part, a doorway to another dimension of profitability?
That's it, I think it really is.
To infinity and beyond!
All right, ring us out of that.
Oh, we're done.
Think real fast.
All right, also from the X.
You didn't think I was going to be ready for that, did you?
I did think you were, because you're very professional. So you've heard of OnlyFans, the pornography website. Well, Operation OnlyFans has started. A man is subscribing to multiple women and sending the nudes to their fathers. Yes.
Ugh.
All right.
I agree in theory, but the practice of that. Again.
Oh, that's not right.
So, Phil Ventura, this is a little bit longer one. A landowner in Ashland County, Ohio, secretly built a full-size replica Stargate with his sons about 15 years ago. Made from 12 yards of concrete and weighing nearly 50,000 pounds, the project was an expensive and heavy undertaking requiring an excavator and multiple attempts to get it up right. They even built a dial home device to mimic the show. Although Ventura never intended it to be public, photos of the Stargate eventually went viral online, turning into a local curiosity. Despite its fame, Ventura emphasizes that Stargate sits on private properties not open to visitors. For him, the true reward was the recognition, but the memories of spending summers building it with his sons before they grew up and moved on. Today, he occasionally enjoys coffee by the Stargate, proud that he created something unique with his boys, a monument to family, fandom, and imagination. So, there's a happy thought to end this out.
Cute little applause.
And that's all I've heard on the X. But I think you got some happy things.
I do have some happy things. Let me find where I left off. I thought you might like this one. The new term here, the gimmigrant. Person who has come to a different country in order to reside there permanently, live for free, and receive all the benefits paid by taxpayers, but with no intention of working or abiding by the laws of said country. When they don't get their own way, they play the discrimination and or race card. The gimmigrant.
Shouldn't that be written in Hindi?
Right?
Sorry.
Now, you did mention earlier about Zelensky being at the White House this week to speak to Trump, and that gives us this.
He was wearing a suit.
He was? Yeah, he came dressed for the occasion. Little socialist humor. Time comes to throw sandwiches to the capitalists. The capitalists themselves will sell us the sandwiches for that. That guy in D.C. who threw the sandwich at the cop.
Yep.
Yep.
And then ran away. And the best part about it, he ran away like a total
screaming
sissy.
like a little girl. Yeah. Yeah. Now we have the most fascinating man. I don't always threaten the West with nuclear war, but when I do, I use weapons made with uranium purchased from Hillary Clinton.
Oh, yes.
And then another take on that one. Oh, well, if I could hit the button. There we go. And finally, a dad joke.
No punchline. I love it. All right. Well, anything else?
That's what I got.
That's what you got? All right. Well, I'd like to thank everyone for sticking with us tonight.
I hit the wrong button there and took our show logo down. That was not the right thing.
I'd like to thank everyone for coming tonight and sitting through the first 12 minutes of
the insane
unusual.
host.
Yep. Now we're just up with the flag.
Talking to himself.
Yeah. On that note,
it makes the show much more interesting when I have to figure out what piece of software has silenced itself.
Everyone take care. We'll see you next week. And I'm Wilder, out of here.
And I'm the missus. Where's Mark? Mark has to say goodbye. I'm on the wrong page for that. Oh, see, now I missed the post.
I like turtles.
There we go. Mark's out of here. You all come back now. You hear? We will see you all next week.
That's the